Hey, Shalom, Yasharallah, which means peace, Israel. I'd like to start off by giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Yahawah. That's the true and powerful mighty name, who the word ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or higher. Bahashem means in the name. Yahawashi, that's the true and powerful mighty name, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya, and the Rakak Wadash is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. I would like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believing listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. And much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel. And sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom. Now more so than ever, may Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Yahawah, coming back at you with another lesson, Lord, when it's edifying to the Lord's elect. And just wanted to touch on the wisdom of this world versus the wisdom of the truth. Okay, and this comes as a lamb back from this brother here, GMS Babylon Gone 144. It's the brother Godal out of the GMS branch, Dallas branch. Okay, it was a very good video, and this is something that I've been trying to convey to my woman. Okay, that the wisdom of this world is foolishness. Okay, it doesn't account to nothing. It's all it does, brings is confusion. Okay, but you got to remember, the woman being a weaker vessel. Okay, I'm not saying all women, but majority of women are going to hold on to the philosophy. They're going to be a woman as a woman before she's an Israelite. Okay, point blank, period. And that's just how Yahawashi has them designed. Okay, but that's enough with the rambling. Let's just go into the lesson. This is 1 Corinthians 3 at 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seem to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. Right. And what the Apostle Paul mean by, if anybody seems wise in this world, let them become a fool. Well, like Yahawashi has said, we got to be like newborn babes again. And part of that process is unlearning everything that we were taught in this world. Hence, becoming a fool. So that we can become wise, because we unlearn all the stuff that we were taught in this world. It opens up doors for us to learn the way of truth. Okay, and then also too, you have this quote by Theodore Roosevelt. It says, "A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education." Right. And why is that? Because let's get it. Verse 19, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High." Okay, so a college education is foolishness with Yahawashi. Okay, all this wisdom of the world is vanity at the end of the day. For it's written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Right. So the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahawashi. Okay, it serves a purpose to a degree for us to be able to maneuver around to a degree in this world. But if you thoroughly understand the scriptures and you move with wisdom, then you way better off. Okay, because you're not going against Yahawashi. Okay, you got that fear of the Lord, which is very important. Okay, let's go to the next scripture. We go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 16, and it reads, "For all that is in the world," okay, and all this is pertaining to the wisdom of the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, all the wisdom of the world, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust thereof. Also, the wisdom of this world is going to pass away too. But he that doeth the will of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi abideth forever. right? So this wisdom of this world is temporary. It's always changing. But one thing that remained the same over the course of time is the way of truth. Okay, and it's been lost and forgotten over time. Okay, because especially our people, the Israelites, wanted to be partakers of the wisdom of this world and be like the rest of the heathens. Hence the great falling away, us forgetting who we are, us forgetting wisdom. Okay, destroyed for a lack of knowledge, a lack of wisdom. Okay, and the Israelites consist primarily of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. You also have the Israelite foreigners who are likened unto a speckled bird who look like the heathen nations because they've been scattered amongst the heathen nations. But their bloodline and lineage goes back onto Jacob by way of the fathers. Okay? Oh, shit, excuse me. So, yeah, man, all this shit here is just is temporary. Okay? Let's get another one proven that all this is going to pass away. This is back in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, right? We use it, but we don't abuse it. Okay, yeah, it's still some things of the world, some knowledge of the world that, we have to still use in our day-to-day lives, okay? But we don't abuse it. We don't let that, we understand that the ways and the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahawashi is, it far surpasses and outweighs everything else, man. Okay, and we understand that. For the fashion of this world passeth away, as well as the wisdom in this world. Okay, and we know that Yahawashi is the author of confusion. That's why the scriptures tells us to trust in Yahawah instead of trusting in man. Okay, because man, all man is gonna do is confuse you and let you down each time. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 19th chapter, verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Right. You're gonna have long life if you follow the way of truth. Because you're not gonna be putting yourself in any type of jeopardy. You're gonna be moving with wisdom. Okay. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of immortality. And that's what we're fighting for. Okay, we want that fruit of immortality. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law. It's that simple. And the knowledge of his omnipotency. If a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward he do it, it angereth him that nourisheth him. Right? It's like, you tell a child to do something, they tell you no, or they sit there and make a big fuss out of it, but they still end up doing it. You should have just went ahead and did it instead of making a big deal out of it. And that's, once again, going to the way of this world, also going with a man and a woman. Okay, man tell you to do something, just do it. Okay? Instead of sitting here combating and saying everything else under the sun, and then you still, backdoor and do it, all the arguing, all the yelling, all the back and forth, and the fussing could have been avoided if you just would have done what was asked of you from the beginning. Okay? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So that's why it said that the wisdom of this world is foolishness, because the wisdom of this world is contrary to Yahawashi, which means that this world is wicked. Okay, excuse me. So yes, the knowledge of wickedness, the knowledge of this world, the wisdom of this world is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Yep. So there you go, and I can shut the book right there. Okay, because that just pretty much just trumped all of the wicked, the wisdom of this world. Okay. But I just want to delve a little bit deeper, okay? Because it said, where is it? The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. It was also the beginning of wisdom too. Let's go here to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right. Only a foolish person will despise instructions given unto them, especially if it's for their betterment, especially if it's to better their situation. Okay. But everybody's right nowadays. Everybody think that they know it all nowadays. Can't tell nobody nothing. We go back to Sirach. Let's go to the first chapter now. And there's so many beautiful scriptures. I ain't gonna lie, I had a hard time putting this lesson together. I felt like a kid in the candy store, like, oh, I want to get this one. Oh, I want to get this one. Dang, this one be good too. But man, so many great scriptures on wisdom, true wisdom. It just says that she's more valuable than rubies. She's more precious than rubies, man. And I ain't talking about no damn woman, because a lot of times wisdom is likened unto a woman. No, that she's more precious than rubies. That's talking about wisdom. Okay, it's not talking about no woman here, especially no westernized woman. Okay, a woman that can barely do what's instructed of her. That's not more precious than rubies. Okay, but wisdom is. But Ecclesiasticus also knows the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish. Okay, shit, the wisdom of this world, it don't make no type of peace. All the genders is strife. Okay, they telling you can eat what you want. It's not giving you perfect health. Okay, at least the dietary law of Yahawah Yahawashi gives you good health. Okay, you're not clogging your arteries or anything like that, or eating abominable food. Okay, I'm just saying, just making a comparison. Both which are the gifts of the Most High, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom rain down skill. You don't get that from the wisdom of this world. And knowledge of understanding, standing and exalting them to honor that hold her fast. The root. What is a root? Think of, like, when you have plants. Okay. Roots is basically like the life force. Okay, it's the foundation. Okay. So the life force and the foundation of wisdom is to fear Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi. And the branches thereof are long life. Not the wisdom of this world, though. Wisdom in this world get you shot down. Okay, get you beat down. Shit, physically and mentally. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins. Right, because you thinking about that terror of the Lord. Okay, so you trying your hardest not to sin. Okay, that's why we say we follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, because nobody's perfect. All is falling short. Okay, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. So fearing Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is very, 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 very important. So let's go back to the book of Proverbs, this time the second chapter and the second verse. I'm going to start at the top. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, which means hold it dear, hold it close to us, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Right? Because it's more than just knowing wisdom, you got to apply it. Yeah, if thou criest after knowledge, and lifted up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as hid treasures, you pretty much you going above and beyond searching after wisdom. Okay, And that's how we got to be with seeking after Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi too. Jeremiah 29:13 says, he pretty much say, if you search for him with all your heart and soul, he gonna make known himself unto you. Okay, the same with wisdom. Okay, but shit, wisdom and Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi and wisdom go hand in hand. Okay, you got to be seeking after him and fearing him to receive the wisdom. Okay, you're not going to receive the wisdom if you don't fear Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. It just doesn't work like that. Verse 5. Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of the Most High. For Yahawah giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. Okay. Let's jump down to verse 10. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, because you're going to know how to be discreet. Understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things. Talk about Esau, Edom, our enemies, the self-proclaimed white man and the rest of these heathens, who lead the paths of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness, the ways of this world, who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they froward in their paths, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger, which flattereth with her words. And it's talking about, the wisdom of this world, man. Okay, it's that strange woman, these philosophies. And we're not, caught up in those things. We're still virgins. Which forsaketh the God of her youth, and forgotteth the covenant of her God. For her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead. Right. The wisdom of this world leads unto death. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life. Right. Because they going down the path of death, man. Okay. And it's still time for you to turn around and come back. But that's on you. Okay. That thou mightest walk in the ways of good men, and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. So which do you want to be? Do you want to be in the land, or you want to be uprooted? I know I want to be planted in the land. All right. So let's go back to Ecclesiasticus, the first chapter. But this time, we're going to jump down to verse 26. And it reads, if thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and Yahawah shall give her unto thee. Right. And in this day and age, we following them to the best of our ability. Okay. For the fear of Yahawah is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. But what does the scripture say? James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Okay? So that's why we're not to go to Yahawah with a double heart. Okay? Because we're showing instability. We're showing that we're not too sure. Okay? And that's like a slap in the face coming to Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. You're not too sure. Okay? Scriptures say, come on, man. That bullshit was just working a few minutes ago. Now you want to act funny. Bear with me a second, Baba Kasha. All right, Hebrews 11:6. Come on, there we go. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So that's why it's a slap in the face, okay? Because we must believe that he is, okay? So that's why we don't go to him with a double heart. That way we have a better chance of being answered, all right? So back in Sirach 1, and I'm going to go read verse 29. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed when thou speakest. Exalt not thyself, being puffed up with pride, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy own soul. And trust me, I'm learning to deal with that now. I messed around and did that not too long ago, exalted myself up, and now I got to deal with the consequences and the dishonor that it brings, man. And so Yahawah discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of Yahawah, but thy heart was full of deceit. Right. And we can't be lying to ourselves, man. We have to be honest with ourselves all the time. Because if you don't, all you're going to do is you're going to keep bringing dishonor into yourself, man. And you're going to look like a dumbass and a fool in the end. So save yourself the embarrassment and the shame, and just be honest with yourself, man. I'm talking to myself first and foremost. So I'm going to get this in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things. So wisdom is the worker of all things. Wisdom is in everything. Taught me, for in her, in wisdom, the wisdom of the truth, true wisdom, is an understanding spirit. You know, we find that in this world. Shit. People in the world, in the wisdom of the world, is the complete opposite. Not understanding at all. Holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear. Right. And like I said, the wisdom of this world, all it brings is confusion. All right. Undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her purpose. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High. So going back to Genesis, when it says that the Elohim breathed the breath of life into Adam, that's what it was talking about. They received the wisdom. They received the law, statutes, and commandments because it was oral at that time. How do you think that Abel knew what sacrifice to give unto Yahawah? Cain knew. Cain just wanted to do his own thing. But those waters is too deep for those that are unlearned. So, verse 25 again, for she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of God, in the image of his goodness. And that's not talking about the wisdom of this world. Okay? In being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets, right? So this wisdom, us being woken up to this truth, is making us friends up to Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. And we got to cherish that and hold on to that, man. That's why it's important that we, endure in this faith. Okay, like the script, like I say, Matthew 24:13, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. We got to endure. We got to keep fighting, no matter how hard it get. Some days are going to be harder than others, but we got to remember the promises and keep pushing. Verse 28, for Yahawah loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice should not prevail against wisdom. So, like I've been saying, the wisdom of this world don't amount to shit. But the wisdom of this truth is key. It's supreme. It's everything we need. Remember, where is it? A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. Don't forget that. I pray and hope this lesson was edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and the obedience of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Much love and respect to you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than ever. May Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi continue to bless you and your households. Shalom.